So it all started one night when I was procrastinating on studying, and instead I decided to watch productivity videos on YouTube in hopes of feeling more productive. But instead, I started feeling some type of way, not really sure what it was, maybe remorse, inspiration, guilt. All I knew was that watching these productivity videos lit a fire inside of me that made me question everything I was doing about my life. When I was growing up, I always dreamed about making videos. I was one of those kids who was always running around the house with a camcorder or always dressing up as my favorite movie stars. I was always dragging Matty into it and our sister Sam, and I would be bossing him around like a hotshot director. But then I grew up and I had to put those dreams on hold because, like many Asian kids at that time, we were told that being a doctor was where it's at. I abandoned my childhood dreams and I drifted into my adult dreams, packed my bags, and set out on what would be a 10-year journey filled with 10-hour study days. And everything was going well, I guess, until I started watching productivity videos on YouTube. And what I saw was just inspiring. I mean, these YouTubers were doing it all. They were doing everything I wanted to do and everything that I wasn't doing, and they made it look so easy. Ali Abdal was a doctor and teaching online courses, and I thought to myself, surely I can do that. Graham Stephan is a real estate agent and making YouTube videos. Dude, I can probably do that. Simu Liu is an accountant, a good Asian boy, and an action superhero in the actual movies. Okay, maybe not that one. You know, I just don't have the cheekbones to pull it off. But my point is, I was super inspired and I was thinking, if these guys can do it, then I can do it too, right? Like, who's with me? Hello?
Bro, are you seeing this guy? He's Asian, he went to Harvard, he plays in the NBA, and he's playing Dota 2? Dude, we can totally do this.
5 minutes later.
Okay, it wasn't 5 seconds later, but it just didn't go as smoothly as we hoped. For the first few months, we started off super strong, and we kept thinking, man, we should have started this like years ago. And that regret really made us feel like we were behind, and so we actually started working even harder. So we had to find a way to hustle and be productive in order to catch up. All these big time YouTubers kept telling us that YouTube was a marathon, not a sprint. And so we thought to ourselves, why can't we just sprint the marathon? We decided on our names, Mike and Matty, got some gear, and hopped right onto the back of the productivity bandwagon. We subscribed to hustle culture and started grinding non-stop. I mean, we had a YouTube channel, we were teaching online courses, we started producing music, wrote a newsletter, a startup, all while trying to still become doctors.
To me, hustle is maximizing the energy you're putting into somebody.
Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
That you were squeezing every last bit of the juice out of the orange, right?
I hustled the first 5 years of my life. I worked every single day. I didn't take a single day off. There was no balance. I was working my face off.
Any downtime that I had, I was reading books on productivity and self-improvement. And after working 12 to 15 hours in the hospital overnight, I would come home and not really be able to sleep. So I would spend the day making YouTube videos. I was obsessed with productivity, and basically every waking moment that I had was spent working on an exciting new project. I want to say that we just kept on this trajectory and everything worked out as we imagined, but I would be lying. I got burnt out real fast. Matty too. I was so fixated on maximizing productivity that I let it pollute all the other areas of my life. At work, all I could think about was what's the next YouTube video, or I would physically be with my friends, but mentally, I was thinking about how to organize my next blog. And it got to a point where I literally couldn't have fun doing anything anymore. Things that I used to truly enjoy, like spending time with friends, or playing music, or hanging out with my little brother. I knew that something had to change. So all this time I spent trying to figure out how to squeeze every little ounce of productivity out of my time. Learning all of these tips and tricks to boost efficiency, like Parkinson's rule or Pareto principle or 2-minute rule, 5-minute rule, 25-minute Pomodoro. Like, I was literally trying to become a robot. And since I'm only human, I reacted in a very human way. I got tired. I got too tired to eat, too tired to exercise. I couldn't sleep. I was constantly distracted. And I was constantly on social media, mostly just comparing myself to everybody else. I was pretty much burnt out. I thought that productivity was all about hard work, but it's more about making time to relax and recover so that you can get up tomorrow and keep going. Exercise is actually being productive because it helps with your mood and your focus. Or sleep is actually productive because now you have more energy to do things. Who would have thought, right? So while we took a step back to figure out how to balance our work and our life, we realized that there was a lot more to productivity. And through all these experiences, we definitely learned a lot, and we've combined all of our philosophies into what we call the TED framework. It's an easy way for you to think about productivity in a balanced way. TED stands for time, energy, and direction. Think of it as the 3 pillars that support a balanced and productive life. And as long as you maintain a state of balance, you're able to be productive for days in a sustainable way, and you're able to have fun in the process. But if you let one of these pillars slip, then the whole balance topples over and you become unproductive, or like us, you burn out. The most unproductive thing that you can do is burn out, because this can set you back further than where you started. Luckily for us, we had each other to lean on, and that just goes to show how underrated it is to have a good support system. Now that we're back on the horse and taking a more balanced approach, I noticed 2 things. First was that I felt more resilience to failure, whereas before, I was so sensitive to every teeny tiny setback because I was so worn out by being exhaustively productive all day long. And the second thing was that I found more enjoyment in the things that I was doing. When Matty and I are making videos or music or just hanging out together, it feels like we're just playing. And while everyone else is just spending all day trying to be more productive, we're just spending all day playing, and we're just having so much fun that productivity just takes care of itself. On the productivity journey, there are many roads that you can take, but most of them are a fast track to Burnout City if you aren't careful.
And that's not the mentality we want for ourselves. But when the process is rewarding, you're more likely to see it all the way through.
Yeah, we realized that the best road is the one that prioritizes balance. And for us, T.E.D was our roadmap to achieving that sustainable productivity.
With that said, join us on Skillshare, where we'll equip you with the tools you need to care for your T.E.D.
And if you use our special link in the description below, you can sign up and watch for free, along with all of our other courses. It's an easy way to support us with no extra cost to you.
In the meantime, check out more videos we made about T.E.D right here.